Hello again and welcome to More Business. The National Pensions Regulatory Authority (NPRA) has begun a process to prosecute 13 companies for failing to honor any of the mandatory pension schemes for workers. This is the first set of prosecutions by the authority since it was given the power to prosecute institutions that flout the National Pensions Act. Chief Executive of the NPRA, Hayford Atakrofi, made the disclosure to my colleague Ebenezer Sabote in Accra. There's more in this report.
The National Pensions Regulatory Authority has the mandate to regulate the pension industry and ensure fairness in payment of pension funds. The NPRA, after a few years of establishment, has made progress with getting many people enrolled into the system. According to the Chief Executive, Hayford Atakrofi, the authority has identified some companies and are in the last stage of the prosecution process.
See, the law left a bit of a lacuna. That SNET could prosecute those who default with Tier 1, but the Tier 2, which is also mandatory, did not have any institution, as it were, to prosecute. Now that lacuna has been cleared. The Office of the Attorney General and the Chief Justice have given us an ally and a court, and we have trained our staff, and we are now processing 13 companies that have been defaulting in paying pensions for their members, and very soon these will be arraigned before the courts.
The CEO has also been highlighting some of the sanctions that the defaulting companies are likely to face.
It's as much as up to 2 years in imprisonment for directors of those companies. But of course, what we are doing is to make sure that they are given enough opportunity to pay. And when you pay, the other penalty is that it carries a 3% penalty interest on it, because the investment is very important. And when you don't pay at the right time, and you pay money at a later time, it can lose value. And therefore, we are making sure that when you pay, when you're ready for processing and for prosecution and you pay with a penalty of 3%, so that the fund does not lose value.
He made the disclosure after a training program on pension activities in the country. The program, which saw more than 20 media houses participating, is aimed at empowering journalists on issues of pension.
Meanwhile, insurance companies are being urged to develop more innovative products to get many people interested in taking up insurance policies. According to the president of the Ghana Insurers Association, Aretha Doku, this will help grow the country's declining insurance penetration. President of the Ghana Insurers Association, Aretha Doku, made a call at the launch of the QIC Go Girl policy.
The 2018 report of the National Insurance Commission revealed that Ghana's insurance penetration rate had dropped from a previous rate of 1.12% to 1%. According to the president of the Ghana Insurers Association, Aretha Doku, there's therefore a need for more innovation in the insurance sector to boost penetration levels.
When you want to differentiate yourself, we more invariably rely on service delivery as a differentiator. So when they come up with such an idea, a product that has all the hallmarks of what today's woman will want in motor, we say kudos to them, and we know this would help. This is innovation at its very best. At the same time, the Ghana Insurance Association is also doing its bit for insurance penetration. You've heard the campaign that we've been talking about, our 13-week drive time with insurance campaign, which is to start on the 24th of September. We're hoping this will bring home to insurance, to all the household, as to the importance of insurance and the good things about insurance, and more or less maybe let people understand that insurance is not as bad as sometimes it has been portrayed to be.
The president of the Ghana Insurers Association was speaking at the launch of the QIC Go Girl motor insurance policy, designed to bring comfort to women when insuring their vehicles. Kobna Addison is the managing director of QIC.
Benefits that women stand to get from Go Girl insurance policies. First and foremost, you get a courtesy car when you're involved in an accident. We service your car once a year for you, and we facilitate your driver license renewal at a Prestige DVLA center. Cost for Go Girl, it depends on the value of your car. What we will tell you is that it will not be any expensive than your standard policy.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
And away from insurance, players in the timber industry look forward to an improved timber and wood processing sector as a new board assumes office. The 23-member Governing Council for the Forest Industries Association of Ghana is tasked to see the reinvigoration of the sector. They are expected, among other things, to create a stronger institution capable of negotiating with government on local sourcing of furniture. President of the Governing Council, Richard Dua Nsechre, tells Love Business the council will ensure, for instance, the voluntary partnership agreement becomes successful. Prince Appiah was at the inauguration ceremony and has more in this report.
Based enterprise affiliates of the association is expected to collaborate with government on sustainable national forest redevelopment. Leadership says it is committed to create opportunity for effective private sector participation to contribute to national economic growth. President of the Governing Council, Richard Dua Nsechre, says their measures will also address illegal timber trade. He spoke to Love Business at the inauguration of the board in Kumasi.
Our mandate is very simple, is to make sure that we help with government policies. We don't believe that government alone has to create an enabling climate for the private sector. We also have a lot of know-how in contributing to shape government policies so that we can have a sustainable forestry development in Ghana. Our contribution for this sector is going to make sure that we stop illegalities, because everybody tag illegal timber trade with timber operators, but they are responsible timber operators, and that is why we want to have our association recognized as such.
Mr. Nsechre says the council will engage government to enact a tree-tenure system to protect and increase forest cover.
It's about our resource base. Most of our, apart from the challenges confronting our sector, the major challenge has been with forest resource. So we are helping government to make sure that we're able to enact a tree tenuireship, so that when I tend a tree, not necessarily when I'm planting a tree, I can own it. And we believe that when such a policy is enacted, it will help increase our forest cover and eventually give us much more raw material. But as much as possible, we also contribute to reforestation, afforestation, plant more trees, because that is the basic of our business.
The fragmented nature of the trade associations, which officials blame for their weakness, is receiving attention of the board.
And that's all we have for you in Business Tonight. Many thanks for your company. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business.